This is the biggest day yet for Palantir. A new all-time high has been achieved. The stock price is going out of control. But here's what's crazy. The US government just did it. A multi-billion-dollar contract is in the line. Analysts are going crazy. This might be the sign where Palantir reaches 1 trillion. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Today might just go down as one of the biggest days ever for Palantir. The stock just hit a brand new all-time high, soaring past the 100 mark and climbing fast. Somewhere around 130 right now, and people are going absolutely wild. The energy around Palantir has completely flipped in just a single day. It's like the whole market suddenly woke up to what this company is really doing. And the stock. It's getting completely out of control, in the best way possible. But let's talk about why. Because this isn't just hype out of nowhere. Palantir has been dropping massive deals left and right. We're talking serious money, not small stuff. Every day it feels like a new partnership gets announced, and each one just adds more fuel to the fire. But even with all of that, nothing compares to what just happened. Because yep, you guessed it, the president just dropped another bombshell. A huge announcement that directly impacts Palantir. And I'm telling you right now, this could be the catalyst. The one that takes Palantir from where it is now and pushes it straight into trillion-dollar territory. We're talking 4-digit stock prices in the future. $1,000 a share doesn't sound so crazy anymore. And if that happens, you're going to want to be holding enough Palantir shares to ride that rocket all the way up. That's why we're here to help you today. You can actually get free Palantir stock right now. Yep, totally free. Just click the link in the description below and follow the instructions. Seriously, it's that easy. This could be your lucky break. But hey, I know everyone's excited about the president announcement, and we'll definitely get into that in a bit. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the current price action. Because some of you might be wondering, okay, the news sounds great, but is the chart actually showing signs of all this? Well, here's what one analyst had to say, and he broke it down in a really smart way. According to him, Palantir just had one insane run to wrap up the month of May, closing at those all-time highs we just talked about. Now, some people were getting a little nervous, calling a potential double top, thinking this might be the peak. But this analyst? He's been confident the whole time. He says the weekly chart still shows a really strong cup and handle forming, which is a super bullish sign. Even the daily chart? It's been showing nothing but strength. 6 straight days bouncing off the moving average. Sticking to that mid-Bollinger Band like glue. That's technical strength. That's consistency. That's the kind of price action you want to see if you're long on Palantir. And look, if you're sitting there thinking Palantir is already too expensive, that just means you might not understand how Wall Street works when it comes to companies like this. It's never about price to earnings with a company that could completely reshape the world. This analyst said it best. Palantir isn't just another tech stock. It's the platform for AI. Think of it like iOS or Android, but for artificial intelligence. Palantir helps power real-time decision-making. Now imagine that when robots, yes, actual humanoid robots like Optimus, become a regular thing in households across the world, who do you think is going to run the decision layer behind that? That's right, Palantir. And when that future becomes reality, this same analyst says, Palantir could be worth $5 trillion. Let that sink in. So right now, he's got his eyes on 150 to 160 as the next big target. After that, 240, maybe 250 by the end of the year. It's not going to be a straight line up. Expect some crazy twists and turns along the way. But if you're thinking long-term, and I mean really long-term, you already know that a little dip here and there doesn't mean anything. You hold through the noise because what's coming next is something we've never seen before. And when I said we've never seen anything like this before, I meant life-changing stuff. I'm talking about once-in-a-lifetime opportunities, the kind that don't come around often. And that's exactly what just happened. Because Donald Trump, he's shaking things up again. And this time, it's all about Palantir. According to a new report from the New York Times, Trump is now leaning heavily on Palantir to build a massive cross-agency data backbone for the US government. He's using Palantir's Foundry platform to organize and connect personal data across major federal agencies. Yeah, we're talking big ones like Homeland Security, the IRS, Health and Human Services, and more. This isn't small time anymore. This is the full-blown digital infrastructure of the government. Since he took office, over $100 million in contracts have already flowed Palantir's way. And guess what? There's another huge award on the table right now, just under $800 million from the Department of Defense. That's almost $1 billion in one shot. And this isn't just for show. This gives Palantir access to everything, from people's bank accounts to their medical records. That's how deep this partnership is going. And wait, there's more. The New York Times also revealed that the Social Security Administration, the IRS, and even the Department of Education are now in talks with Palantir to adopt their tech. These aren't rumors. This is happening right now. Palantir engineers are already inside the IRS as of April, using Foundry to pull together all that taxpayer data into one powerful, searchable system. What started as a simple data cleanup? It's now grown into something much bigger, and a permanent contract is already in the works. At the same time, Palantir is talking directly with both the Social Security Administration and the Department of Education about using the same platform to completely overhaul how they organize and use their data. That means Palantir is about to get embedded in almost every single major agency in the country. Think about that for a second. This isn't just another government contract. This is the foundation of how future government systems will run. This is about turning decades of outdated, disconnected, messy data into one clean, efficient, intelligent platform. And Palantir is the one building it. That's why this is so big. This is why Wall Street analysts are turning super bullish. This is why they're saying Palantir could hit $1 trillion valuation within the next year. When a company becomes the digital nervous system of the entire US government, that's not just growth, that's dominance. That's future-proof. That's power. So while everyone else is just waking up to what's going on, now you know, the pieces are all falling into place. Palantir isn't just getting government contracts. They're becoming the infrastructure for how the government works in the AI age. And if Wall Street is right, and this is the beginning of Palantir's climb to $1,000 stock, then this might just be the last chance you have to get in while it's still early. And even when you look at what's coming down the line, Palantir's future, it's looking brighter than ever. And I'm not the only one saying that. One analyst broke it down in the most straightforward way. He said, "This is huge." He's talking about everything happening right now, from the Trump-backed government expansion to the deals stacking up, and yes, the latest Golden Dome announcement. According to him, all of this combined could send Palantir's stock soaring into the 200s. And that's just the beginning. We're not talking about some slow grind here. These are the kind of moves that can rocket a stock in no time. And with momentum like this, breaking past those numbers isn't some far-off fantasy. It's a real possibility on the horizon. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, waiting for some kind of confirmation, this might be it. The stars are aligning. The contracts are rolling in. Government agencies are lining up. Analysts are turning ultra-bullish. And Palantir? It's becoming the name people can't afford to ignore. This isn't just a stock anymore. It's turning into the backbone of how AI, data, and national systems run. And with all this building pressure and institutional attention, we might be looking at the early stages of something legendary. The question is, will you be watching from the sidelines or will you be part of it? But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are something big just changed Palantir's story today. Palantir's next price might have been leaked today. No one really expected this. But here's the crazy part. One analyst pointed something out. Alex Karp and the developers might push something game-changing for Palantir. Is this the start of the dream rally for Palantir? Or is this something else? And why am I being so excited? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Palantir had a bit of a shake-up today. It dipped for a moment, caught some people off guard, but it didn't take long before it started climbing back up. It wasn't one of those dramatic plunges. It was more like a quick reset before pushing forward again. And here's where it gets really interesting. Even with that little hiccup, if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the stock is still riding high. Over the past week, it's been strong, gaining solid ground and keeping that momentum alive. What's even more impressive is the energy in the community. Investors aren't shaken, they're fired up. Confidence is running high because Palantir keeps proving itself as a powerhouse. People know what this company is capable of, and they see the long game. It's not just about a single day's movement. It's about the bigger trend, and that trend is pointing up. Every time Palantir faces a small pullback, it's met with even more buying pressure. That kind of resilience speaks volumes. The stock isn't just surviving these dips, it's using them as fuel. And here's the thing. One analyst took a close look at Palantir's chart and pointed out something interesting. He wasn't too thrilled about how today's candle closed under a key moving average, saying it's not the best look in the short term. But at the same time, the overall flow of money into the stock was leaning bullish, which shows there's still plenty of confidence. And here's where it gets even more intriguing. There's a strong trend line just a bit lower, acting as support. If Palantir drifts down a little more, it could actually set up a great buying opportunity for those looking to jump in at a solid level. Stochastics are starting to shift, hinting that there might be a bit more room for a pullback, but nothing that changes the bigger picture. And wait, I know. That sounds crazy, but hear me out. Something huge just came to light today, and when you connect the dots with Palantir's recent moves, it starts to look like they're gearing up for something massive. We're talking about the kind of development that could send Palantir's price soaring to new levels. And here's what's even crazier. Wall Street might have leaked something massive for Palantir's next, and no one expected it. Now, I can't spill all the details just yet, but trust me, you're going to want to. I'll break it all down later in the video, so make sure you stick around until the end. But first, let's hear about this odd but actually insane move by Palantir recently. In a recent interview, CIO Jim Siders dropped a bombshell. Palantir cut down its IT team by a huge amount. But instead of struggling, it's actually growing faster and running smoother than ever. And this isn't just about saving money. It's a bold move that shows how Palantir does things. Rather than relying on a giant IT department, they've woven their own AI-powered foundry platform directly into their business. No more slow, outdated systems. Everything is now lean, connected, and way more efficient. It's a total shift in how a company can operate, and it fits right into Palantir's culture of questioning everything and breaking old systems that don't work anymore. Siders even mentioned that an MIT professor once suggested ditching IT departments completely, and Palantir did it. Now, decisions get made faster, teams work more smoothly, and the company isn't weighed down by the usual bloat. Most companies are still stuck in the past with oversized IT teams, but Palantir is proving that cutting the extra layers doesn't mean losing power. It means getting smarter, faster, and way more agile. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Palantir's business is booming, pulling in massive revenue and gaining serious traction in the commercial world. While other companies are scrambling to figure out how to adapt to AI, Palantir is already ahead of the game. And for investors, this is bigger than just a company running more efficiently. It's a preview of the future, where AI-powered businesses operate leaner, make more money, and open up entirely new opportunities. But here's something crazier. Wall Street just dropped a massive. Goldman Sachs reiterated its neutral rating on Palantir. But here's where it gets wild. They slapped an $80 price target on it. Yeah, $80. That's lower than where it's trading right now, which might make raise an eyebrow. But let's break this down because there's more to the story. Goldman's team recently visited Palantir's New York office, met with some top execs, and got an inside look at the company's AI advancements. They walked away impressed, especially with Palantir's ontology, a system that basically stitches together messy, scattered data and turns it into something useful for decision-making. That's a huge deal for AI adoption because raw data alone is useless if companies can't actually apply it in situations. And Palantir has been ahead of the game on this for years. So why the neutral rating? Goldman says they're not sure how easy it'll be for businesses to build custom AI workflows in the future, and they're comparing Palantir's valuation to other software companies growing at a similar pace. Here's what they're missing. Palantir isn't just another software company. It's an AI powerhouse that's proving it can deliver real results fast, and enterprises are starting to realize that. Now let's talk about the stock. Palantir is trading above that $80 target, and that's a bullish sign. Why? Because the market clearly sees more potential than what Goldman is suggesting. Analysts set targets based on models, but price action tells the real story. And right now, investors aren't buying the idea that worth less. The demand is strong, and the long-term vision is what's driving it higher. So, despite the neutral rating, this Palantir. Wall Street is acknowledging its edge in AI. Businesses are catching on, and the stock is holding strong above their target. That's not a sign of weakness. That's proof that Palantir is ahead of the curve, and the market knows it. And here's the exciting part. When you look at the bigger picture, none of this short-term noise really matters. Palantir is constantly building, and that's what true higher over time. One analyst just broke down something insane about Palantir's recent partnerships and advancements. And it's all starting to make sense now. Palantir isn't just landing deals. It's planting its AI-powered flag in every major industry you can think of. Defense, healthcare, aviation, utilities, it's everywhere. And these aren't just small side projects. These are deep integration of entire industries. In defense, Palantir is helping with real-time data processing for military operations. In utilities, it's cutting through outdated processes to make things more efficient. Healthcare? It's speeding up drug trials. Aviation? It's streamlining production for futuristic aircraft. And with a heavyweight like Databricks, it's expanding AI adoption across even more sectors. But what does all this mean for the stock? It means Palantir isn't just another AI company. It's becoming the backbone of critical industries. These partnerships aren't just about landing new clients. They lock Palantir into long-term, high-value contracts that keep revenue flowing for years. Here's where it gets really crazy. Analysts have been throwing around the idea that Palantir could hit $250 in the future. At first, that might have sounded wild. But when you put everything together, it's not just possible. It's starting to look inevitable. If Palantir keeps locking in deals like these, expanding its AI influence, and embedding itself deeper into major industries, that kind of price target doesn't just seem realistic. It seems like the natural next step. And if that happens, the impact on others? Massive. And looking at the long-term price, there's really no need to stress. One in and made a solid point. Palantir haters might want to take a step back. The stock is sitting around $90, up a huge amount this year. And if you zoom out, the gains over the 5 years have been absolutely massive. Sure, short-term volatility is part of the ride. Palantir isn't one of those slow-moving, boring stocks. It moves fast. Sometimes that means sharp drops. But here's the thing. It always rewards long-term investors. That's just how the market works with great businesses, and Palantir is one of the best out there. At the end of the day, this is a company that keeps delivering. It's locking in major deals, expanding its AI reach across industry, and proving that it's built for the future. That's why the stock keeps climbing, and it's why investors who hold on through the noise end up winning big. So while some people stress over the dips, smart money knows the real play. Palantir long-term machine, and the market knows it. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then be sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. We come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir ups money, so don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.